Good morning, AT people. Anyhow, today is the 28th of June, and I forgot to look at the other thing. Tuesday, the 28th, which means tomorrow is my brother's birthday. And am I going to be here? Yes, I'm going to be out here, so I won't actually be able to do much. I might get someplace on time. I don't know. Anyhow, so everybody say happy birthday, Bart, June 29th. Thank you. And I'm on Blackrock, Overlook. Now, I don't know how I got that name. These rocks don't look that dark to me, but whatever. I gotta put my arm out past this rock I'm sitting on. And yeah, it was worth the couple hundred feet you had to walk off the trail. And they weren't lying, because sometimes they say, oh, it's only 300 feet off the trail, and about 700 feet into it, you're like, you lied. But knowing that I wasn't coming this way. And if you're real adventuresome, you can probably jump down, if you're in your 20s and in great shape, to that rock and then that rock, and go down, and then you have to fight your way back up again, so I don't know what the point would be. But it does look like people have been down there before. I guess if you were hiding from people, it would be worth it. I am not that crazy out on the rock. There's, it's not that far down, and there's another ledge there. My feet are right here, not on the most extreme edge. And there's that rock. Now that rock could fall down on me, but I doubt it. And there's a rhododendron growing between the rocks. And then I'm sitting on this rock because it just happened to be a nice seat with a footrest. And then there's all those rocks you have to negotiate to get here. They're not that bad. And I did think about sitting there, but there was no footrest, and you're kind of like, on the edge, and the same thing with that spot. Well, I'm sure there are people that do it. It's not this people. So, good morning. Yes, I don't have my glasses on. They get walking, I don't like having the hat or the glasses on. If the hat's more necessary, the glasses I can see. You don't walk into too many trees, it's okay. But I really don't want to get a burn on my head. So, should put some hair up there, and then it would be, naturally protected. But, yep. Anyhow. I'm not sure if I did much recording yesterday. I think I did in the morning, but in the afternoon it kind of disappeared. So, I got to lunch at a shelter about 1 o'clock, and there were other people there, and they were all nice, and we were talking and having a good time. And, everybody started packing up to leave, and before I knew it, it was 2 o'clock. So I spent the whole hour for lunch. I had allotted about a half hour time. So, but it was enjoyable. So, and I can do that if I want. The interesting thing was, one of the guys had he went down to the stream to get water, and he came back up, and he's filtering it and stuff, preparing it. And there was a crawdad in his catch bag. His water catch bag, which was funny. It was a C-knock bag. People who actually know that stuff. C-N-O-C. I don't know what it stands for, but a lot of people have it. I like it. That's what I use. And, yeah, but he was in there crawling around, and so he got most of the water out, and then he brought the crawdad back down, and he couldn't get him out of that bag. It took him like 5 minutes. He kept on running the other way, whichever way you were trying to get him out, he'd go the other way. So, it was funny. Tiptoe was one of the names of the hikers. She's a nice little lady. And I'm so bad with names, I forgot the rest of them. So, then we went up to, there was a couple there. That was the male, had the, whatchamacallit, in his crawdad in his bag, in his water bag. So, after they left, I went ahead and got my stuff together, and I left. So I was only like 5 minutes behind them. But then I walked the next section. All yesterday was uphill. So I did 8.7 miles altogether, which isn't bad for only my third day out. So I lost a bit from taking that time off, but not so much. And if it had been level, I probably could have gotten 12. But there isn't that many spots that are level on the trail, so. Although I was hoping, like the campground is around 900 or 1,200 feet, and the shelter was about 3,000 some odd. So over the course of the day, you added 2,000 feet, vertical. But the beginning of the day wasn't too bad. It was like 300 feet up or ascension per mile. And that's, not great, but it's comfortable. I don't really have to stop to take a breather. But the second half of the day, a lot of it was 600 feet and 700 feet per mile. And those are the killers for me. Any footage after 300 feet per mile, progressively it just eats on you. So the whole day was uphill, and they're still uphill today. I just got done. I only went up about 200 feet, so not too bad, but it's uphill, and it was only a half a mile, and it's taken me more than an hour, so that sucks. Yeah, on level ground I can do right now more than like 1.2 miles, but when I go vertical, it drops down to 0.8. So I just use one for a holding place now to do calculations. Today, maybe 6, and I'll see how I feel at the end of 6, because it's mostly uphill again, at least until about 1 or 2, I'm figuring. And I'm eating my second breakfast now, thank you. And it's rude, and I apologize. This is a really nice view. I'm assuming a lot of that stuff over there, I'll turn it around, are farm fields where it's cleared. But I don't know that, because they're kind of brownish spots, which it could be, it depends on what they're growing. And they don't look heavily housed. I can see like 4 or 5 buildings there, and, a couple here and there, but it doesn't look like a lot. So I'm guessing it's mostly farm area. And Blackrock, is about 760, high 60s, just below 770, I'm guessing. So it's not bad. I'm going for, on this leg, that was one day, this is another. So I'm going for like 780-ish, but we'll see what happens. I was originally planning for the James River, which would have been the 790s, almost 800 area. But after those first 2 days, I was like, I'm going to take it a little slower, and be more careful. So it's about 21 miles from the campground. The campsites are all along the place. The campground is where I have the car parked. And then I'll get a ride back, and I'll move up another 20 or 30 miles and repeat. Yeah, I met some nice people today. A nice guy there last night, we were talking. I'm trying to think of things to say now, and it's just not coming to me. I apologize. I had so much to talk about before I turn the camera on. Turn the camera on and the mind goes blank. It's got that thing that Men in Black have. It zaps your memory. All right. I'll go now and continue on my day. I'm a couple more minutes and finish up a little more. And, other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Set up last night. I didn't get in until 8 o'clock, so I had to debate about. There was a campsite up there, and it was good. I was there at 6 o'clock. But I knew the shelter coming up was about 2 miles, so figured a mile an hour, not bad. And I really kind of wanted to get there. Yeah, that was my original plan. So I was debating. I said, I can make it. So I did. I made it. It was 7:45 when I walked in. Virtually 8 o'clock because I had to sit down for 5 minutes and compose myself. And yeah, some of the people from the lunch were there. Of course, they'd gotten there 2 hours earlier. But I got there and I set up my hammock and I checked the weather. I had a little bit of signal, so I was able to check the weather. And I took the gamble and no tarp, no cover, and I got away with it. But, you know, it was pretty obvious, but you can never trust the weatherman. If you learn anything in life, that's a good lesson. So I was unfortunately prepared to put it up real quickly if I had to. But I was pretty sure I wouldn't have to, and I did. And I slept pretty good. Of course, my app says I didn't sleep worth of shit. It says I slept an hour and a half, and then an hour later, another hour and a half. And it also said I didn't get into bed until 2. So, you know, you never know what. I often disagree with the thing. I was don't have any memories past, 20 minutes, and I'm gone. So, I don't know what the hell it's measuring. Now, I did twist and turn a bunch of times last night because I'm getting the cramps in the legs, mostly the calves, and I have to exercise a little bit to get it out. So I was probably picking up some of that. But other than that, it was pretty good. And, it got cold last night. Well, cold is relative. It was hot in the morning, if you remember. Yeah, I did do a little bit of video yesterday. It was very warm, and then we got the rain. And it rained until it started raining a little bit early, maybe just a few minutes. And, yeah, when I was at that campsite, and I put my stuff together, and I grabbed it, and all I really needed was the umbrella. I never had to take the skirt out. For the most part, if it's not going sideways, it's just coming down, the umbrella actually covers the legs, and you have to shorten up your step a little bit so it's not out past the fringe. But yeah, and I got moist enough, and it cooled it off quite a bit. And then at 6 o'clock, this is why I thought of it, it got, I'm sitting there making the decision, and it was a 50-50 decision, because I was ready to set up at that campsite. And I says, shit, yeah, I'm going to set up. And then this cool breeze came by, and it was so refreshing and cool. And I thought, yeah, it's near the top of the mountain. So I put everything back on and decided to go. And that's how that happened. So, anyhow, that's it for now. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. No wonder it was so difficult. The elevation here is 4,225 feet. So it was at least 1,000 feet I climbed. And my butt was dragging all day. Maybe the app was right and I didn't get enough sleep last night. But I thought I did. Now that looks like a great spot to camp overnight. But I'm going further. And there's the world's largest buckyball. I would imagine it's some type of communication sphere. Probably for aircraft. And someone freshly mowed the lawn in the last day or two. Probably for their 4th of July celebration. It's probably an ILS tower, instrument landing system. So that when it's bad weather and all that stuff, or even just night, or whatever, they tap into that. And it can do a lot of, make life flying much easier. How about that? And you gotta learn that before you can get, well, it's one of the ratings. You can get your pilot's license without it. But if you're gonna carry passengers and stuff, or go commercial, it's good to have. But it's one of the steps up. Anyhow, that's why every now and then you'll see a Cessna with a canvas over the whole cockpit. They can't see what he's doing. Gotta be able to do it in the dark. Yeah. Alright. And back into the woods. And you can see it's nice if you're trying to stay out of the sun because most of it is covered. This last stretch here was an open field. You know, it just dawned on me, I didn't see any tire tracks or road stuff to go to that tower. I'm sure they're there somewhere, because you do have the telephone poles coming up. And usually there's a utility road that goes up to it. So I'm sure there's one around here, I just didn't cross it. Maybe it's on the other side of the mountain. And there's a sign there that says, white on top, yellow on bottom. Alright. Fortunately, it's pretty level now, but up until this point it wasn't. And I'm going to get in early tonight. I'm not going to do those extra 2 hours and eat extra and relax a little bit more. Oh, here we go, here's a sign. It says something about something. So I'll keep it on for a minute or two. Oh, and try not to kill myself going down this step. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Thunder Ridge Wilderness. Jefferson National Forest. I think I've spent hundreds of miles in the Jefferson National Forest. But this section is the Thunder Ridge section. Oh, I guess you don't want to be up here in a lightning storm. Alrighty. And with those words of wisdom, I'm going to turn this off. Bye-bye. Well, damn. I'd be surprised if this wasn't somebody's home. It really does look like an ideal spot. I'm just glad I don't see any human skeletons in there. That would be scarier. But you can see this area here gets roughed up quite a bit. So I got a feeling somebody calls that home. And so, in that case, I'm going to go a little quicker through this area because it could be a big person or hairy Sasquatch. Ooh. Now, my son's Father's Day card, it was nice and cute. He donated some money to the Donate Life organization. Thank you. And his wife, MaryEllen, and Alice. I think they actually did it in Alice's name, my granddaughter. And he suggested I wear a Bigfoot outfit while hiking. And I actually considered it for, you know, just a piece here and there for laughs. But after thinking it through, I thought, yeah, people are going to think I'm a bear. I'm going to get sprayed and thrown rocks at and everything else. No thank you. Oh, I knew this was on the trip today. Oh, excuse me. This is called the guillotine. Yes, because it's very precariously a rock and it's going to let go someday and land on somebody. But hopefully that won't be today. And I'm not that concerned about it. But I will quicken my pace up just a little bit when I'm underneath it. Alright, let me turn this off so that I can use my phone and get a quick picture so other people can see it that don't watch the YouTube channel. Alrighty. And they'll see it more real time. Or closer to real time anyhow. Bye-bye.